Morning, tubbers. I am, let me tell you what date it is, Friday the 27th of May, and today I'll be mostly transporting timber. You get me? Yes, I am waiting on the keys for that truck, which is a 09 plate Scania. I suspect it to be 4/4 manual, but I don't know. It's locked. I walk around it, check nothing's hanging off or dripping, but I need the keys to start it up, test the electrics, indicators, lights, horn, etc. So I should be doing that as soon as somebody arrives, but I'm early. Now this is a local job for me. This is in the Vale where I live. However, I've just had to travel quite a way to get here, because yesterday I didn't do any filming. I was with I had a driver's mate with me. We were delivering garden furniture. I collected in Milton Keynes, and bear in mind the company's based in Wimeswold near Loughborough, and we picked up this consignment in Milton Keynes. We had 10 drops, all residential, and we did some in Coventry, Birmingham, over to Lichfield, Rugeley, then the last one in Leicester. Now, my driver's mate said we'd be back in Leicester for about 7, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, we've got 4 drops left to do, and the last one's in Rugeley, and then we've got to get to Leicester. Hello again, Tubbers. I'm on the A1 southbound, going towards Welland Garden. One half of my truck.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit.
Let's get across this island.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
I'm in a 4/4. It just takes a little adjusting to again when you're back in it. Yes, as I was saying, I'm going down to Welland. I've got a load of timber, one side of the lorry, that's the first order. I've got a pack of decking for the second order, and the last drop we've got what remains. So the first drop's Welland, then I'm going to Slough, then I'm going to Suffolk. So I expect a reasonable day today. I want to talk to you about weights and your weight limit. I don't know what timber weighs. I've got some oak on board, as well as pine, and I know pine's not that heavy, but when it's in big beams it's heavy. And after I've been loaded, I was looking at my truck, and the back end does look low. It looks like it's carrying a good load, which not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's designed to carry just under 10 tonne, but the rear spray suppression was about so far off the ground, which is an indicator that you've got a fair bit of weight on board. And driving it, setting off and whatnot, braking, I can feel, you get a sense of how much weight you're carrying. So I know I've got a fair bit on. So I looked at the paperwork, the delivery notes, and the weights are not on there. And that troubled me. So I went into the office at the timber yard and I spoke to a bloke in a suit and tie. I said, excuse me fella, I said, do you have the weights for this load? I said, I don't appear to have them on the sheets. What do you want them for? Real condescending, real arrogant. And his reply, you know, when I said, well, I need him to calculate me how much weight I'm carrying. He said, you'll be fine, mate. And I looked at him square in the eye, and don't let people put you down, right? He rocked up in an Audi, and I'm not stereotyping, but he got that attitude, yeah? Look, listen, peasant, just take the load. And I looked him square in the eye. I went, with due respect, mate, when I get out on the road, that load is mine. I said, because I'm responsible for it. And when I get pulled and I'm overweight, I said it'll be me that loses my licence, not you. That is why I need those weights. So I made him sit there and work it all out for me. And he says there's 6.5 tons. BS, 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 bigger BS. I have got more on than 6 tons. Let me tell you, 6.5 tons. And he got his calculator and he was tap, 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 tapping. But yeah, it's just the way he turned around. It's what do I need them for? Because you are absolutely, in the eyes of the law, when you're behind this wheel, what's on back, you're responsible for. And if somebody gets hurt because you couldn't pull up in time because you're overloaded, then you will be in court and you will lose your licence, and you, God forbid, if you kill somebody, will be in jail. Not the arrogant little jumped up, pencil tied knob jockey in the bloody office. Oh no, it'll be you. Don't give him your licence. I urge you, don't give him your licence. Yes, so it's I can't understand why there's just not a weight on him. I mean, it's standard, isn't it? You need to know how much weight you're carrying. It's a full load. When I stop and open the curtain up, I'll show you the load. And there's some of them oak planks. I mean, I years and years ago, I used to work for my father. My father had his own business, and we were fencing contractors. And we used to do commercial stuff, you know. And part of it, we often used to have to put gates up and whatnot, and they were invariably, the posts were oak. An oak gate post will last 50 years. You know, no bother, no treatment, nothing. A good size, a good 10-inch square gate post will last 50 years comfortably. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's still some kicking around in 100 years' time. That's the nature of oak. But it weighs an absolute bloody ton, does oak. Very dense wood. Scania. And as I said earlier, before that bloke come out, it's a 4x4. She's straightforward, just takes a little bit of getting used to. But it's all familiar stuff, this is. The yard manager was in a bit of a flat this morning because he'd not been told I was coming, and the guy that normally takes care of logistics for him, he's on holiday. I said, well, it's okay, you know, he gave me the keys to a Volvo to start with, and I said, well, that's the wrong keys. So I said, yeah, no, it's cool. I looked at the delivery notes. I said, yeah, that makes all sense to me. I said, well, good. I just need loading and I'll get out here. But yeah, it was actually a cracking start to the morning. It was one of the mornings where there was mist on the ground and the sun was trying to burn through. Beautiful. Well, I've got to find a petrol station because this wasn't refueled for me.
After 800
just below
yards,
quarter of a tank.
cross the roundabout, second exit.
God, was it a long day yesterday. Me and this Romanian lad were delivering garden furniture
Cross the roundabout,
from
second exit.
an online retailer. I mean, this particular retailer has got garden centres up and down the country, but they've also got online facility, I think.
Take the exit.
And we delivered 10 drops in total. I didn't need to indicate there, by the way, because it was a dedicated lane. But yeah, these, I picked the load up in Milton Keynes and dropped it off at various places on the way back up. But I was looking at the drops and looking at where the last drop was, and the second to last drop was miles apart from the last drop, because each drop was quite a big gap. It wasn't like pallet network multi-dropping where you go a couple of miles down the road maybe. So yeah, when I got to the mid-afternoon and he was ringing customers, just giving them ETA times, and he gave an ETA time for the last drop in Leicester at 7 o'clock, and I said, it's not going to be there for 7 o'clock, we won't be there for 7 o'clock. He went, well, yeah, we will. He said 4 hours or something like that. I said, yeah, but I think at that point we'd either got 4 or 5 drops left to do, and one of them was a premium service, which means you take everything off, you unpack everything, take the rubbish away, all the boxes. I think you paid £25 for that, just to have you take the cardboard away. Are they mad? Jesus. Some people have got too much money. But yeah. And I looked at Rugeley, and I know where Rugeley is. And I looked at Leicester, and I know where Leicester is. And there's a considerable gap between the two. As it turns out, it's 54 miles. And I said to the lad, we ain't making it. He says, yeah, we will be alright. I said, well, I've got to run into work time directed break for start off. I said, I'm running out of hours, drive time. I don't know. I said, tell you what. I said, if we get there before 7, I'll buy you a Mars bar. Okay. I said, but if we get there after 7, you buy me a Mars bar. Okay, he took the bet. Well, we got to Leicester at about 25 past 8. Yeah, so needless to say, he lost his bet. Which I knew he would. But being fair to him, he doesn't know where Rugeley is, and he doesn't know how far out it is. I billed him for a 15-hour day yesterday because by the time I got out of the yard I was just coming into the last quarter of an hour of well, both drive time. In fact, I'd got 10 minutes left drive time, and that was including the extra hour that I had to take yesterday. And also I'd only got 15 minutes or so left of my work time directive. We started at 7:30. No, we didn't. We started at 6:30. So, yeah, I think.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout. Second exit.
9:15, I took the old taco card out, and by the time I'd locked the truck up and posted the paperwork through, I'd gone into the last quarter, so they got billed for the full 15 hours.
Cross the roundabout. Second exit.
And when it gets to the situation where you're you've had to use that last hour, I always because you have to deduct your brakes, you see. And I put 45 minutes down on my sheet. I didn't put the second 45 minutes because if I have to take that second 45 minutes to do that last hour of driving, well, they're footing the bill for that, not me. I'm not I'm not losing 45 minutes pay to gain 1 hour's work, so I'd only be getting 15 minutes worth of pay. No, it don't work like that. So yeah, they'll be billed for entire 15 hours minus the 45. Yeah, if I'm good enough to be out there 15 hours trying to get their workload done, then that last 45 minutes of break is on them, I'm afraid. Alright, I'll catch you later. telling me come down here. I at green, I'm in the right place.
After 100 yards, bear left. Then, you have reached your destination. Windows up, grab those sunnies and don't let the seagulls steal your chips.
Yes, I am at the right place, you know.
Bear left. Then, you have reached your destination. Windows up, grab those sunnies and don't let the seagulls steal your chips.
Swing wide here. Because there are 2 people have hit that tree, I can see that. I'm not going to be one of them. Oh yes. Oh, Laura's this way. Okay. That's it. We have arrived at just on this one. Gloves, paperwork, camera. Toodles! Just unload it, I'll show you the load. There you go. All that stuff at the back there is oak. So there's a fair bit of weight there. Just watch it. It's tucked under them Waney edge. What? It's just tucked under them Waney edge boards, look. Yeah, so I'll put it back. Yeah. Ready, mate. Right.